So I'm going to make a video today about, I've got a problem with my window. It's like the crack is, something's come off in there. I suspect that one of the little plastic wheels may have broken. I've had problems before in the past with that happening on another car I had. Anyway, that just happened, but I decided while I'm doing it, I'm going to make a video on how to remove the door panel too. I know a lot of people have never done this, and it's kind of a difficult thing to do in my opinion. These are brand new door panels that I bought from Classic Industries 3, 4, 5 years ago maybe, when I first got my car, when I was restoring it. I really like the door panels. My car, the door panels were not horrible, but they were not very good either. This part right here was like plastic, was all delaminated with the chrome portion here, along with a few other problems. They were just not very good condition. They'd been weathered. So anyway, I bought these new door panels. I don't know what they cost now. They're pretty expensive though. For a front and back set, probably close to $1,000 now. Back then they were not much cheaper. I don't know what the price is now, but they are. I do like the quality. I bought the assembled ones, which that just means they have this piece in the top that's it's like curved plastic. On the originals they were metal. I probably like the fit of the original metal ones a little bit better, but this, it fits good and it comes together good. But anyway, to take the door panel off, I've got to take the door panel off to get to this part that's in the inside. And anyway, to take that off, you got to take the armrest off. The crank, which is only held on by a screw, this is held on by 2 screws with Phillips head. And they take the larger screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, that I hardly use for anything. This is a number 3. I think that's what fits it. I'll know in a minute. You got to take the window cranks off. You got to take this locker off, lock handle, whatever you want to call it. And then you got to take some screws off that are in the bottom of the door panel. Anyway, when you buy the door panels new, I was going to add this too. It's missing some of the parts that go on the bottom. It comes with new ones and I didn't quite figure it out, so I took the ones from my old one. It also does not come with a reflector on it, and it doesn't come with the SS insignia. You have to take it from your old one or buy a new one. I took mine from my old one. So assembled does not mean complete. It's as complete as you can get though. I believe these were made by PUI. PUI makes most of the stuff that I bought from my car. I don't think we have a lot of other options with Impala parts. Also, I had to take this chrome from my old door panel and put on there. This chrome right here. But this piece was on there. I don't know why they put one and not the other. To me, it would have been, shouldn't have been that much harder for them to put this, as there is some assembly involved, and if your old stuff doesn't come off perfect, then you got to find some from somewhere. I actually had to buy one piece, I think, for one of my rear ones, because it had a tab broken off. So anyway, that's not really what the video is about, but I figured I'd talk about that. A lot of people have interest in getting new door panels. Anyway, so you start off, the screws are kind of angled upward. This screwdriver does fit them. Like I said, this is a number 3 from Craftsman. I don't even know if they make this anymore. Craftsman's no longer. Sears sells Craftsman, but they're all different. So I mean, Lowe's now sells Craftsman, but they're all different than they were. This is an old Sears one. Another thing, when you buy your new door panels, you have to make the holes for everything. There might be a few holes in there. I think this hole is there, but I had to move it. So I think it'd be nice if it would come with all that already done, but they didn't. So be prepared if you do that. Another thing I'm going to try to fix while I'm in here is, see how my door handle's a little bit crooked? I think if I loosen up, there's 3 screws that hold this on the inside. I'm hoping if I loosen it, it'll slide forward. My driver's side one is not like that. I did buy new door handle, this piece is the pull handle and the window cranks. Mine were very pitted. This part I like just as well as the originals. These are mostly okay. I don't think they're quite as good as the originals. Had to do a little bit of modifications to some of these because the way they cut, these are made in China, like you would expect, and the way they cut the notches, in some cases they didn't cut them far enough. But see, if I put this on here in this direction, it's too low. If I move it up one notch, it's too high. So I'm hoping that I can adjust the inside part and make it level. Not a big deal, but it's one of those things that kind of drives you crazy. So the hard part about taking these off, there is a special tool for doing it, but I never have very good luck using it. It's supposed to slide up in there. So what I usually try to do is do it myself. This is, to me, the worst part of taking a door panel off, is getting these things off. They got little clips on the back of them, and the clip kind of shaped like a, I don't know, like a C in a way, and it's got one end is flat. I'll show it as soon as I get one off. I'll show what it looks like. But if you can figure out which end it's sticking onto, then you can pretty much pull it off easier. But the hard part is it's hard to see in there. So one thing that I'll do is use an O-ring pick. And when you put these window cranks on, they have a plastic part that goes behind there, and what that's for is it keeps you from rubbing your door panel when you turn your cranks. It doesn't rub the door panel. And a lot of people will leave those off when they put them back, but I don't think that's a good idea. And it's so hard, you can't really see anything down in here. It makes it a big pain in the butt. To me it does. I'm sure there's probably easier ways of doing this than what I do. But, all right, so I can see this one. One thing I'll say, putting them back on is a lot easier than taking them off. Because all you do is pop the clip on there and then close it and it comes right off. This is the special tool that's made for taking the clips off. Like I said, I've never been very successful using it. Oh, worked perfectly that time though. Push it and it pushes the clip right out. So I'll show what this clip looks like. It's shaped like this, and when you put it on, you basically have to slide it in this. You have to slide it in this slot here. One thing I will say also is I have found that the original style clips work better than the aftermarket. But when you put it back on, you take a pair of needle nose pliers, and it's always a little bit of a pain to me. You put it on there like this and you put it in place, and then all you gotta do is push the handle, push it on, and the clip spreads apart because it's kind of cone shaped, the part you're pushing it onto. But this is the part that's behind there, and it goes on there like this. So when you get ready to install it, you just push it on like this, and this goes between the door panel and the window crank so you don't scuff your door panel up. So after you get all the handles and everything off, then you take the screws off at the bottom. once you get all the screws off, there's there's these little tacks that are in the sides, and they go in these slots here. So that's pretty much it. It's really not that hard if everything works like it should. Some of these aftermarket window cranks are a pain in the butt. Also, something that I'll mention is on the back side of here is a spring that has to go back on there, and that's to keep the door panel pushed out, and the little end goes in. So then you can crank your windows up and down and see what problems you're having. Here's the three bolts I'm talking about on here. So I'm going to see if I can adjust this and make it to where I can line my So I figured out what's wrong with my window. It's very strange. The daggone bolt that holds the window in place backed out. So apparently I didn't have it very tight when I did it. Not one, but two. The good thing is they should be in the bottom of the door here. Yeah, here's the nut. So not what I expected, but I'm glad. It's actually better than I expected. Makes my job a lot easier than what I thought it was going to be. So I just got to line these things back up. The way these go on is the bolt goes through the back. Bolt slides through the back. And the worst part about this is that everything's a pain to get to. Bolt goes through the back, plastic piece goes in from the front. Then the nut goes on. I'm guessing I was just a little too scared when I tightened it up. Probably too scared to tighten it down. I was afraid I would break the glass or something, but this window has never been really adjusted properly, so I'm going to try to adjust it a little bit while I got it apart too. But honestly, I wonder how much of it was my fault.